Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Danny from Fitness Saved My Life. I'm here with a special guest. Her name is Dawn Smith, and I came across her page on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm really inspired and motivated by her journey. She has an amazing story. She's come a long way. Fitness literally saved her life, but I'm gonna let her tell you about it. So, welcome, Dawn. How you doing?
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yes. So I just wanted to get right into it and ask you, where you from and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, first off, I'm 21 years old and I'm from Houston, Texas.
Mhm.
And I started my fitness journey about 2 years ago. Well, in January, it'll make 2 years. And literally, fitness have become my lifestyle. It's become a part of my everyday routine. And I just want to inspire more people to, take control of living a healthier lifestyle and just actually enjoying being a healthier person, like beyond the physical results you get from it, and just realizing that being the best version of yourself is the most important thing ever, and I just want to help inspire others to do that also.
Dope, dope. So how was your childhood growing up in Austin?
um well, my childhood was okay. I kind of like struggled a little bit with confidence. When I mean, I even say a little bit, I struggled a lot with confidence.
Mhm.
um and I always like growing up, I was always like a heavier girl, and I just had to learn how to just be comfortable in my own skin. And like before, when I was younger, I always tried to like lose weight, and it would never work. And I guess probably because I just was doing it for all the wrong reasons, like trying to get like acceptance from others and acceptance from other people. But once I like sat down and actually accepted my own true beauty and learned myself, I was able to change and just, elevate myself just through loving the person that I saw in the mirror, not trying to change it at all.
Right. So what made you decide to take your health and fitness serious? Especially at 19, 20 years old, you said.
Yeah, I was very young. So, I was talking to my auntie the other day, and she told me, because she just told me, she was like, it's always gonna be that one, that one big event that happened in your life that'll prompt you to make a change. And about maybe a year ago, I want to say like a year ago. No, actually it'll be 2 years ago. So like 2 years ago, I got bit by a snake.
Mm.
And it was so terrible. But following that, like a month before that, I lost my best friend. He passed away. And so it was like I lost my best friend, and then I got bit by a snake. So it's like a whole bunch of like trauma all at once. And just growing up, I just never experienced like that much trauma all at once. Like, of course, I was, a little sad because I didn't really see my true beauty, but that was a whole different type of, sadness like in my life, because I couldn't walk for a long time. And then like with the passing of my best friend, I was just kind of just trying to stay busy. Didn't really have no path in life. Like I was in school, I go to UT in Austin. I was in school, going to class, just going through basic life routines, but really just didn't have no purpose, like where I was going with my life. And so when that happened, I kind of just sat down and thought about like my life, and I was like, I want to change. And I really was like, okay, I'm gonna start working out. And I really didn't plan on taking it this far. Like I didn't expect it to go this far. I just was like, I want to be healthier. Like I want to be healthy. I want to be more fit. And I just went for it. And then like as time kept going and time kept passing, I just realized like it had started becoming a part of my lifestyle. And I realized like this was my true passion, inspiring others to be healthier and fit. So got bit by the snake, couldn't walk. So that's what happened. That just told me right there, done. It's time to make a change.
So you got bit by a snake. What kind of snake was it, and where did it bite you? And why weren't you able to walk?
Yes, I don't know exactly what kind of snake it was. I was at the 360 overlooking Austin with my friends. And the crazy thing about it is we all was standing like this far apart from each other. So
Mhm.
that's why I was like, this must be a sign from God. Cause
Mhm.
it was like it was kind of, it wasn't a big snake, but it was big enough, and it bit me on my foot. On my foot, it's like right on my toe. So my toe's like really, really huge. And if you go on my YouTube channel, I have a video about it. It was a crazy story. And I couldn't walk for like a week because it kind of like swelled up and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And it wasn't poisonous enough for them to give me the anti-venom. So I kind of just had to like let it heal over time. And it took a long, long time. Very
Oh,
long time.
and you said you couldn't walk. I thought the venom paralyzed you. Like, I had a whole nother thought when you told me you couldn't walk.
Yeah, I had to like my foot was so like my toe was so swollen that it made my foot kind of lean to the side. So I had to walk on crutches for a little bit. But my daddy didn't want to let me walk on crutches because he didn't want me to start like relying on using them. So it was like very hard to like move around. So it was like very, very like a down part of my life.
So, what was your biggest weight?
311 pounds. I remember when I got bit by the snake because I would never step on the scale. So the only time I knew how much I weighed is when I went to the doctor and
Mhm.
I got them same statements. Done. You're a little overweight on the weight chart. So tired of hearing that. But when I was at the hospital, they weighed me and it was 311 pounds. So that was my heaviest weight.
Wow, wow. And how much weight did you lose?
Right now I'm at 156 pounds.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
So what
Yes.
is that? Let's do the math. That's like 154 pounds.
Well, yes. Oh, you good at math? Because I would have to put that in my calculator. But 154 pounds.
Wow, that's great. Congratulations, man. You
Thank you.
literally just added so many years to your life. You have no idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have an idea, but
Mhm.
wow. So how has like losing all of that weight changed you mentally?
It has changed me mentally a lot because I could just say before, like I said, I really didn't have no kind of purpose in life. And I feel like sometimes when you don't really have a clear vision of your future, like what you plan on doing, it
Mhm.
could kind of make you depressed a little bit. And I won't say maybe I was not like, I won't say I was like depressed, but I was kind of lost. And so I kind of just went with the flow and just living life as is. But like now I'm more happier, I'm more alive because I know exactly like the vision of my life. I know like where I'm going with my life. I kind of have everything planned out and just seeing like being able to inspire others to get healthier and change really motivates me just within myself because it just I know like growing up I really didn't see a lot of people like me on TV. Black plus size women. Didn't see a lot of people like that on TV. We had Monique, Queen Latifah, but not just a lot of women like that. And so I would love to be like that person that people could look to know that it is still possible to do it naturally and just see, other people that went through the process alone. And it just made me feel like everything is so clear and I'm so much like energetic, happier, moving around more, doing more. It's just like the best change that I ever made in my life.
Yes, and you did it naturally, just diet and exercise.
Yes, diet and
Right.
exercise, nothing extra.
Mhm. So you're a personal trainer now, right?
Yes, I'm
Um,
not certified yet, but I do train people.
yeah, so you're more like a fitness coach. And
Yes.
um,
Let's
do you like what made you get into that?
Well, when I first started, I was working on my own, and so a lot of people had started reaching out and was like, do you train? Do you train? And I was like, not really. I'm still kind of trying to learn everything on my own. But then, like as time started passing by, I was like, I actually could do this. And during the quarantine, like, well, of course, we kind of still in the quarantine, but during the pandemic, like towards the beginning of the pandemic, I was running a boot camp when I was back in Houston before I had to come back here for school and I had a lot of women out there and everybody was just working out and I was like, wow, like I could really do this. I kind of like second guessed myself when it came to training because I didn't really know that I had like all the, I'm still learning myself, but I've like now I'm kind of virtually training people and I realized that I can do it and I do plan to get certified for the new year to, work in a gym once I finish school.
That's how I started because I lost my accomplishment of losing weight wasn't as great as yours. I lost about 30, 35 pounds, but it still allowed people to
Yeah.
recognize that. And then people started asking me to train them. So I literally was training probably a year and a half, almost 2 years without being certified as well. Just figuring out if this is something I wanted to invest in. I started off training just friends and family. And then I realized like, yeah, this is something I want to do. Like this, like you said, my passion became, something that I felt was my purpose in life. So yeah, and I'm 36 now. This was about 7 years ago. So I was, you know, late 20s, early 30s when I discovered this. So, you discovering this at such a young age, like
Yes.
you're gonna be, I could just imagine how great you're gonna turn out and how many people you're gonna influence.
Thank you.
So, what was your biggest obstacle?
I would say my biggest obstacle was just learning how to stop overeating. Cause like when I first got on my journey, I would like restrict myself so much. Like I would eat the same thing every single day. And then when I would go home to Houston to my mom and them with all that good home cooked food, I would eat and wouldn't stop eating. So it started becoming like a cycle. Like I would lose maybe like 10 pounds and then get excited, reward myself with food, and then have to like work it all back off. So then once I realized like that was just like it helped making me further and further away from like where I was trying to be, I was like, okay, some gotta stop. So then that's when I started like expanding my knowledge of not necessarily expanding my knowledge, but like utilizing being in that calorie deficient, like still being able to incorporate different type of foods, some of my favorites, finding substitutes, still making sure I eat my vegetables and my fruit. And then I realized like, okay, this is the key. Not just being in the calorie deficient, but learning that you don't have to restrict yourself. You can enjoy, your different foods and still see the results that you want to see. So once I realized that, I was like, okay, yeah, I got it. And then it all another obstacle that I had was every time I would lose 10 pounds, it's like I don't know what it was. It's like this fear would get inside of me, like, oh, I don't think I want to keep doing. I don't think I want to keep going. It's like I don't know. I think it was like my old self kind of pulling me back, like making me get, like getting scared. And I was like, fear only is gonna stop me. So I was like, I can't be scared of, being healthier, losing weight. And it's like I don't know. Every time I lost 10 pounds, it's like something just came over me. I get emotional. Some days I wake up and I just cry and I'll be like, I can't do this no more. But my friend told me when I started my weight loss journey that a lot of emotions that I suppressed over time will come to the surface. And I didn't believe him because I'm like, I'm fine, like nothing gonna happen. But then as time, like every time I got like through 10 pounds, every time it would like, and it makes me emotional when I talk about it. Like every time I like get there, it'll be so frustrating. So I had to learn how to stop like letting my thoughts distract me from my goal. Learning to like not run from my, run from them bad thoughts, just accept them and be able to move past them. So that was also a big obstacle.
That's great. So, like, what tips would you give someone like just starting out? Like you said, you went through the point where you would lose weight and then gain it back. I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
We lose 10, 15 pounds and we try to reward ourselves. We think we have room,
Right.
and we not knowing that we're repeating the same cycle again. So, what tips would you give someone just starting out?
My tips for somebody that's just starting is like I always tell people, don't try to go to cold turkey. Like don't try to say, I'm not gonna drink soda, I'm not gonna eat no fried foods. Like don't try to cut everything out at once. I think the key is learning how to ease your way into that, into making like a daily routine. And so I always say, start with making a commitment to say, I'm gonna walk 3 days out this week. Don't say, okay, I'm gonna work out 5, 6 days out the week, because then after week 2, if you're not used to it, your body is gonna be burnt out. Like you won't, like just in general. When I started, I wasn't working out 5, 6 days a week. I was working out maybe 2 or 3, just get into the habit of saying, writing it down, saying this is what I'm going to do this week and making sure I'm doing it. And then over time, as you keep sticking to that plan and that routine, it'll eventually become a part of your lifestyle. So like if you like soda, say, okay, maybe I'm gonna drink 2 sodas a week, or I'm gonna go for that Coke Zero or that Sprite Zero instead of, strawberry soda. But just, easing your way into it. Don't try to just run into it like and expect the stuff to just come, because then you just like kind of setting yourself up for failure.
Kind of crash. Yep.
Yes.
So, do you have any personal mentors?
Well, my friend, his name is Cameron Walford, and he pretty much taught me the ropes to everything with fitness. So that, like, if I had any person that I would say is my mentor, it's him, because he kind of just guided me throughout my whole journey and still guide me today. And I do kind of look at some Instagram influencers on Instagram. One of them is I don't know her real name, but I like Body by Neeks. I'm not sure everybody know that. And this other one, Physique,
Mhm.
Alyssa Marie Body, and it's a couple of other ones. I have a lot of like Instagram influencers that I follow. I can't think of the other one that I follow, but like anybody that just express like they journeys of like just staying fit, and a lot of them are pescatarians. Not saying I'm gonna be a pescatarian, but just seeing people
Yeah,
stick
yeah,
to those, like being able to commit to those lifestyles is interesting to me, and I'm able to learn through watching them. Say for instance, I get a client that's a pescatarian. Okay, I'm not familiar with it, but I can give you some knowledge from just researching, looking at different other people live those lifestyles. So yeah.
and did they, those people that you follow on social media that are, expressing their journeys and showing to, did that inspire you to put yourself out there and
Yes, like just seeing how they run their business and platform themselves and just set that foundation. I kind of look to that as inspiration. Like, okay, I'm building up my business. I'm young. I'm still in. I'm not like a beginner to it. I'm kind of into the fitness journey myself, but I'm still a beginner to knowledge. Like, I want to know more. I want to learn more. I want to be able to give people the best advice. And just like when somebody asks me something, it's been a couple of times that people ask me something like about like health, maybe a health issue. And I'm like, dang, I don't know that. So I go to Google researching those stuff. And then like I just try to keep, educating myself to learn more and be able to, expand my knowledge when it comes to fitness and health.
absolutely. So speaking of business, so where do you see yourself business wise? Do you have a vision for the next 5 years?
Yes. So for the next 5 years, I don't know exactly where I will be in the next 5 years. Hopefully I'll be in my own gym. Well, let me speak into existence. In the next 5 years, I plan to have my own gym or at least have it in the works. But as for now, I'm just working on, creating some at-home programs, growing my virtual clients, trying to get certified to be a personal trainer. Just like once I finish school, I could go work in a gym, just kind of expand, educate myself in that world also before I go on my own. And then I also like at this point I sell nutrition plans. I've created a couple like healthy snack lists, and a lot of people say I eat weird. So I've been thinking about making like an ebook on like some of my favorite recipes and stuff, just so show people like different stuff to incorporate in their daily eating, because a lot of people don't be knowing what to eat, and it's like whatever you want.
I tell people always ask me, as a trainer, I have a specialization in weight loss. So I kind of, I'm knowledgeable on, what to eat and what not to eat. And they always ask me like, what should I eat? And I tell them the most important thing is what not to eat.
Yes.
That's the hard part. Let's focus on what we shouldn't eat because that's the poison that we're putting in our body. So let's take away the fried foods. Let's take away the sugary foods and the fast foods and the processed foods. And then when I say all of that, they say, so what's left to eat? You know what I'm saying? Then yeah,
Nobody, they never know what to eat.
exactly. So that's very important. People know that they want to exercise, but they don't realize exercise is a very small part of it.
That's
Very
all it
small.
is.
It's all nutrition, and you'll never be able to outwork your diet. Never. Uh,
Never.
so is nutrition is important. So when you add that to your services, you're gonna cover all bases.
Yes. I mean, that's one thing that I'm really, really big on, the nutrition side. So I'm working on all that. I want to be able to know. I wish I could just know everything, but of course we can't know everything. But that's good that I have like people around to educate me more and expose myself to those different things that I may come across with just encountering clients and stuff.
Yeah. So you're young, 21 years old. So how has your family responded and reacted to your transformation and your journey and your business since? Like how have they reacted to it?
Well, my family, they always been so supportive. So they just so excited for me. And every time I go home, they always act like I'm a new person. So because when I do come to school, I stay here for a long time before I go back. Even though it's not, it's like 2 hour drive to Houston. But I kind of like to be, in my own zone here in Austin before I go home. And when I went home for Thanksgiving, just the way my papa was looking at me, he was looking like I was a stranger. And like I said, like growing up, I always was, a heavier girl. So like seeing me like this is kind of shocking. And it's also shocking to me also. Sometimes I walk by the mirror and I just have to look again like, oh Lord.
Right.
I don't know who that is, but they so very supportive. And even when I was doing my boot camp, my daddy was just, making sure everybody was good, buying water and stuff, being supportive. So I could just only imagine the support that they're gonna give when I get ready to like actually, set up my gym, start putting equipment in it and stuff. And it's anything I know that I do in life, they're always gonna be, 100% supportive.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to still get them on that healthy kick. It's a little hard, but
Of course.
I'm not gonna stop getting on their nerves about it until I start. Because every time I come home, I come with like all my healthy stuff, and it just be all in the refrigerator. And my sister goes, "Oh, we know done at home with all this stuff in the refrigerator."
So you mentioned your dad about 2 or 3 times. So is it safe to say he was like one of your biggest support systems?
Yes, my dad and my mom, because my mom was the person that kind of just helped me realize, I kind of found my style because I really didn't know like what was my style, like how I wanted to be cute, and my mom helped me with that. But my dad I was really good at sports. I used to play like volleyball and basketball, and my dad was always there. Like he'll always be like at the practices and stuff, helping me. He taught me how to play basketball. So he kind of just, like they both was like very supportive with like anything that I did in life. So yeah, both of them, they equally,
That's
very good.
so you mentioned in sports, so that's important because now that it makes a lot of sense how you transitioning and being into fitness wasn't such a huge shock on you mentally and physically because you were physical and
Yeah.
active as a kid. So that's great.
It was so yeah, it was very hard being playing basketball and stuff, like just being heavier. But I always did it. Like, I still always made sure tried to hit the baseline enough time. But
Mhm.
it I guess like, and it also made me realize how you really can't out train a bad diet, because I was working out every day at basketball practice and still going home eating up everything. So it did,
Absolutely. So you say you mentioned that you went home for Thanksgiving, and I know when I was real strict on my diet, when I was focusing on losing weight, my family they kind of like they helped me out with that. They knew I wasn't eating. Remember you said pescatarian. I was a pescatarian for a long time, so they made sure they had salmon for me instead of turkey.
Mhm.
They made sure that it was just a lot more healthier options on that table. Did your family help you provide that for you, or did you have to bring your own stuff?
Oh no, I just ate regular
Or you
food.
just ate what you wanted? Yeah, yeah,
Ate regular food. And
nice.
I guess like one thing I had to realize is I used to kind of like every time I go home for the holidays, I'll be like, dang, I don't want to go home because it's gonna be all this food. I can't control myself. But I learned to just like not overindulge. So I eat, I get what I'm gonna eat. I eat, and then once I'm satisfied, I'm okay. I just don't just keep on eating and keep on eating. But when I am at home, and it's something like if it's something different that I want, like my mama make fried chicken, and I really don't eat fried foods. I can't tell you the last time I ate fried foods, probably when I was at home, but I don't really eat it like that at all. So if it's something that she cooked that's fried, she'll like make it bake the grill for me on the side. So she always, okay with making me some stews because she don't want me in her kitchen.
Right, right, yeah. But it's funny because I say that to my clients too, because Thanksgiving is only one day, you know, Christmas is only one day. So it's okay if you're gonna eat that big macaroni and cheese or, that big fried chicken. Like everything that you do throughout the year, if you stay focused, that one day isn't gonna take away from
Exactly. It's like
you.
what you do next day, getting right back on track. That's all that matters.
So I tell people, have fun on Thanksgiving, have fun on Christmas, pop that champagne on New Year's, but in between those days, stay focused and don't lose track. So yeah, that's dope. So speaking of that, do you recommend a cheat day or like cheat meals?
I It's so crazy because I was just recording a YouTube video and I was like, oh, I hate when people say cheat day or cheat meals.
Yeah.
But I necessarily don't recommend it, and the only reason why for me, like let me not say I don't recommend it, but it's just like your thought process of it. I like to think of like not think of something as a cheat meal or a cheat day because in your head you telling yourself like, okay, I could eat whatever I want and it'll be okay. And it's like I feel like once you acknowledge that you thinking that hard about it, then I feel like you put too much effort into it. Like it's okay to just, go out and eat and don't label it as a cheat meal or label it as a cheat day, And I rather, if anything, I would rather somebody have a cheat meal than a cheat day. Cause
Absolutely.
like a cheat day is like a
Every
whole everything, but like a cheat, if you want to call it a cheat meal, it's okay. Like on holidays, if you want to have a cheat meal, or like if you go out on the weekends, you want to get whatever you want, that's okay. And I just would rather like not call it, a cheat meal or
Yeah, yeah.
cheat day.
I agree too. But that's what people call it. And
Yeah.
you said a lot of people say, "Oh, today's a cheat day." So they cheating for breakfast, they cheating for lunch, they cheating for dinner.
Yeah,
You can
snack and dessert, all that is cheating.
you can take away a whole week's of hard work in one day if you do too much. You be
Yes.
surprised. So yeah, cheat
And
meal. If you want to snack on something, you want to, have a slice of pie or whatever, that's fine. But like you said, you don't want to cheat throughout the whole day.
don't cheat
Real.
throughout the whole day.
So speaking of a day, so what's your typical day for you? Like, what's your regimen?
Okay, so usually if like right now school not as heavy because it's kind of like the winter break, but when I'm in school, I'm really really busy. So I wake up, if I probably have to train somebody virtually. I wake up, um probably cook me some breakfast, train, and then go to the gym. And then when I come home, I try to like eat maybe 3 or 4 times out the day. If I'm extra busy, I eat three, but if I'm like not as busy, I eat 4 times. But I eat, go to the gym, come home, work on some school, and then sometimes I go like for a walk or something. Like if I have time to just, be okay, just get some fresh air, I'll go for a walk just to get some extra, extra steps in. And then I pretty much either work on maybe creating some content, shooting a YouTube video. It all depends on, or like editing a video that I shot at the gym.
Yep.
And then I probably have to train again, maybe twice. I probably train like again, and then I cook me some dinner. I pretty much do the same thing every every single day. So
Good. That's what the routine is about. That's great. So, you lost 150 plus pounds, right? I wanted to ask this earlier, but we got into something else. So, you losing 50 pounds is like you see a significant change and difference. You feel different. What kept you going? Like to lose another 50, then another 50. Like, I
I
see so
don't.
many people.
It's so
Yeah,
crazy.
go ahead.
I don't know. It was like once I seen really in that first month, I lost like 20 pounds. If you really stick to it for like a first month and you a beginner, just getting into the habit, I lost like 20 pounds. I was like, wow. And I thought to myself, I was like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I didn't expect this. So I was like, okay, let me just keep going. And then once I got to like drop it to like 50 pounds, it's like just seeing those numbers drop and seeing how far I got thin. I was like, okay, I could keep going. I just want to see, like I've never been small before. So I just want to like see how small I could get. Cause I had this thing in my head that, oh, I'm just big bone. I don't think I'm made to be,
Right,
smaller.
right. A lot of
So
people say
I
that.
just want to see, I just want to see what my body could do. And just I think that's just the thing that keep me excited, seeing my body transform, seeing myself, I can see my muscles and stuff now, just seeing how far I could push my body. Cause I really like seeing like my inner strength. And so if keep like right now I'm not really trying to lose anymore. I'm in a phase of like kind of just toning up, just trying to like stay where I'm at, build more muscle. That's all. But I just wanted to, when I dropped that 50 pounds, I was like, dang, I just want to see, let's just keep going. Let's see how far I can go. And it just went from there.
And also, too, a lot of people don't realize when you lose 50 pounds or so, and they reach that plateau, and that discourages a lot of people and I'm pretty sure you reached it. And a lot of people don't realize they have to readjust the calorie intake,
Mhm.
or they have to readjust their activity level. Did
Yeah.
you know that, or was
Yes. I
yeah,
knew that 'cause, my friend Cameron, he kind of put me in a calorie deficit when I first started. So like anytime, like I would stay at that calorie deficit, but then once I got to the point where I stopped losing, that's when I knew I had to adjust. Like had to take them down. And so that's why I try to preach to people so much. You could eat healthy all day, all long, but you could still either not be eating enough or not, or still eating too much. And a lot of people don't want to take the time out to realize that the calorie deficit is like, it's scientific. If you burn out more than you taking in, it's like the most significant way of weight loss. Like the keto, not for me. Everything else, all that's not military diet. I would rather not. I would rather know that I'm taking my time out to actually track my calories, even though it's a lot, it's extra. But I'm knowing, just being aware of what you're taking in. You know that if I do this, this will happen. And if something is not working, adjust. You could just adjust the numbers and then it'll work. And you have a key to
yeah.
having anybody you want.
That's it. It's so funny, and like you said, it's just a simple science. You
Sis-
know, calories in versus calories out. And nowadays, they make it so much easier with these apps. You just put in the food that you're eating, and they'll tell you right there.
It'll tell you, and I use my fitness pal, and I've been using it my whole journey. And literally, soon as you log in, to let you know how much is what you have. It show you how many calories you have left throughout the day. So you looking at, like, it's right there in your face. But just a lot. It's just a big commitment. Just taking the time out to actually be able to track. It's a big commitment, and I understand that. But it's not nothing to just it's not nothing to just try it. Like just trying it and giving it enough time so that you can see the results. That's the keys. Giving it enough time.
And another great benefit from those apps, not only does it give you your calorie count, it also gives you your macronutrients and your micronutrients.
Mm-hmm.
How much protein you're getting, how much carbs you're getting, how much fats you're getting,
Yes.
even vitamins down to how much vitamins you're getting. So,
Fiber, they'll tell you your sugar intake, cholesterol, everything.
so like you said earlier, knowledge is key. Once you know better, you'll do better.
Yes.
And you took the time to learn and to educate yourself with, that's why you're successful. That's why you were successful. And now you're gonna bring what you know to your clients. And I'm pretty sure you're transforming lives already. So like I always say, the best trainers were people that were once overweight or out of shape themselves, because we know what it takes, you
Know
know?
what it take. Just gotta, and I know like a lot of people just need to realize that it's gonna take some hard work. But if you down for it and you think you're ready, I'm here. I'm gonna show you how to get it done.
Yeah. So what keeps you motivated now? Now that you reached, a goal, your goal, like you say, you have more goals now, but what keeps you motivated?
Pretty much just realizing that I've came this far. I feel like I have, like, even without, like, just getting to the habit of training, I already transformed so many lives just in general. And I know like that this is my lifestyle. Like without fitness, I won't say I'm nothing, but it's so much that have came with this journey, and it's kind of set my platform up for just my life in general. So like just staying healthy and fit myself is that's my motivation, to know that eventually if I want to get where I want in the fitness world, in the fitness business, I have to stand strong on the tips and the stuff that I'm putting out. What is it saying? Practice what I preach. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
know I have to practice what I preach. So just staying in this routine, doing the same thing, making sure I'm getting healthier, learning more. That's all the motivation I need.
absolutely. So you started your journey about 2018.
Ni-
Um,
19. Yeah, 19, 2019.
so knowing what you know now, if you can go back and tell yourself something, what would you say? What advice would you give yourself?
Uh, I would probably say I should have said, girl, you should have took advantage of that your calorie deficient when you first started.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when I first started, I had no appetite. I would literally eat one time a day.
Mm-hmm.
one time a day. And I feel like that had a lot to do with the progress that I was making then, because I wasn't eating enough. Also, I wasn't eating enough. I was eating one time.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much I wish I would have kind of like logged my journey a little bit more when I was at the beginning. But I don't know. I really don't have, like, I don't know what the specifics is, like what specifically I would say, but
Mm-hmm.
I just appreciate where I started, I just appreciate where I started because it kind of just like really made me who I am today. So just, yeah, I don't know what I would
Keep
say.
going because
Keep going.
yeah, you wind up getting to the finish line anyway. So you're in the gym. I'm looking on your videos. I'm looking on your Instagram, and you do a whole variety of different types of workouts. And my
Yes.
business is called Versatile Fitness, and I teach spin classes, boxing, yoga, hit cardio, weight training. Like I'm well versed in like all of those different types of workouts. What's your favorite type of workout to do or teach?
I love strength training workouts. So like if I was to teach a class, I would do like maybe like just a mixture of strength training and cardio. So like time sets, but with weights, like that way, so you still toning and then you still like shedding that body fat by doing some hit cardio. And I really like, now I'm kind of big on lifting, heavy. But at the beginning, I was really into cardio and just like basic movements. Like even at the boot camp, I just like to like maybe play some music and just do some regular moves, get some moves in. So anything between hit cardio and weightlifting, strength training, that's me. I like stuff like that.
So, we all know how 2020 has affected us. 2020, people will say is probably the worst year in our lifetime. But, you know, through tragedy, there's triumph all the time. Um, I launched this podcast in 2020. I started a website called newnormalhq.com in 2020, selling fitness equipment and workout equipment that you can do at home because that's the new normal.
Mhm.
Like, how has 2020 benefited you?
Just being able to be at home during the quarantine. I started that boot camp and I realized like this is what I want to do. Just being able to actually get that was like my first time actually training
Mhm.
like a group of people. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. So if it wasn't for the quarantine, that wouldn't have been possible. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have been able to make that happen because I would have been here at school.
Right.
So when I was able to do that, I was like, everything does happen for a reason. And we was outside working out, and I was just seeing all these beautiful black women just sweating. They was tired. I was like, yes, like just seeing this, I was like, yeah, I see this. This my future. I can definitely do this.
So,
So
so
that's what the
you,
about me.
that's great. So you're a trainer. So what other services do you offer?
Pretty much right now it's just I do virtual training, and then I have nutrition plans where I help people calculate their calorie deficit, and then I have like just healthy snack lists and like at home, like standard at home workout plans, and I also do customized workout plans as well. So just the basics right now.
So what about the I looked on your page and I saw you promoting the apple cider vinegar gummies.
Oh yeah, that's a company that I'm branded with.
Got it.
So I'm partnered with Golly Gummy. It's like apple cider vinegar gummy, and I love it. I take it every single day, and it's. I used to do like the apple cider vinegar shot, and I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the benefits of apple cider vinegar, but the taste is horrible.
Hmm.
It literally makes my stomach turn. So when they reached out to me, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try. I'll try it out. And before I actually started posting about it, I made sure I tried it and I kept taking it for a couple days because I'm not into promoting stuff that I feel like don't work. I don't really like promoting stuff that I feel like don't work just for like, commission or just to make a post. So when I started seeing, I was like, okay, it's supposed to help curb your appetite. And it actually did. I don't know if it's a mind thing, but every time I take it in the morning and I'm really not hungry,
Hmm.
like I kind of have to like force myself to eat sometimes because I really just don't have like an appetite. And then like with skin. It's healthy for like with healthy digestion, with skin and energy. And I know like just the benefits of apple cider vinegar is amazing. And since it's in the product, you still getting those same benefits with a better taste. And that's the key, the better taste.
So it
So
takes the vinegar taste out, but you still taste the apple.
yeah, it's like the apple overpowers the vinegar. You still kind of get the hint of vinegar, but the apple kind of makes it way, way better. So I like it.
You know, for the most part, my last meal is around 8 o'clock. And I take a shot of apple cider vinegar because I don't fall asleep till around 11. So
Mhm.
that's 3 hours. I get, I want something to snack on, and I'd be tempted to go downstairs. And then when I learned about apple cider vinegar curbing your appetite, I started, taking shots of that. And it definitely works.
And
So
that's so crazy. I'm glad you said that because I would have never thought to take it after my last meal. I always take it in the morning, which, just because I feel like, first thing first, wake up in the morning. But I actually should start taking it in the evening because sometimes I get real hungry sometimes around it because I try not to eat after 8 o'clock. At the latest, I might eat at 9, like cut off time, 9 o'clock. So that is a great idea.
yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
for that.
yeah. Because it's funny, made me think of this story with my son. He's 17 now, but when he was like 14, 15, he was downstairs in my kitchen like 2 in the morning eating cookies. I didn't know he was down there. So I ran downstairs, like, thinking we have an intruder in the house. He in there eating cookies. And I'm like, yo, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yo, he's young. But I'm like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Why are you eating cookies? And then he said, I was hungry. And I sounded just like my mother. And I said to him, if you were asleep, you wouldn't be hungry. So
Exactly. When I
that's the
start
way it
thinking
is.
about all that food, I say, you know what? It's time to go to bed.
Yeah. Yep. So, one last question. Last question. How has fitness saved your life?
I would say fitness saved my life because I have a clear vision of who I am, what I'm going to do with my life. I'm healthier. I'm able to move around more, not out of breath all the time. And I'm able to transform lives and transform minds at the same time. Fitness literally was everything I needed in my life.
So, so, lastly, I know I said last question, but I always do like a segment at the end where it's like a word association. I just say one word and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. All
Okay.
right, ready? All right, the first word is hustle.
Grind,
Love.
passion,
Gym.
fit,
Fitness.
lifestyle,
Dawn Smith.
amazing.
Dope. I love it. I love it.
Thank
Listen,
you.
I want to just thank you for blessing me, taking the time out to sit down with me. We're in a different time zone. We got a little confused with that,
Yeah.
but we made it happen. And I'm proud of you. We just met, but I'm super proud of you. And I'm going to continue to follow you. I'm going to tell all of my people to follow you. And thank you for being a blessing.
Thank you so much. You really inspired me today, just with your lifestyle and this podcast that you have going on. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah. You be good. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Later, later.